Hello, everyone. Hello. We are live again. Welcome to our third episode of Shweta Garg Talk Show. For our first time listeners, I would like to give a quick summary about what this talk show is all about. Till then, we are also waiting for people to join in. But we have to start on time. So, like I said, a little brief about what this talk show is all about. It is about celebrating the journeys, the achievements, the struggles, everything that has made our esteemed guest successful women entrepreneurs. Today, the woman in me is super excited to welcome the guest on our today's show. She is a fashion consultant, a designer, fashion coach, and a founder of Twee In One. Some of you might have seen her on Shark Tank India. So, without wasting any more time, let's welcome Miss Niti Singhal. Let's get her in the stream. Hello, Niti. How are you? You're on mute, Niti. Yeah. Now it's unmuted.
Thank you so much for having me, Shweta. I've been looking forward to this and I'm so excited for this talk show today.
Thank you so much for accepting and coming over to our talk show, Niti. I'm so honored to have you.
Thank
Okay, Niti,
you.
uh, I would like to ask you, your brand name is Twee In One, right? It's such an interesting and catchy name. How did
Yes.
you come up with this brand name?
I did not come up with this name and I would not take the credits for it. But there's actually this graphic studio called Chromatic Design in Mumbai.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
would give full credits to them for the name because I just went to them and I was like, you know what? I have a brand which makes reversible and convertible clothes, and each garment would have two looks, and I need a name and I need a logo, and
Yeah.
they started brainstorming on it, and then we came to Two In One. And the nicest thing that that studio actually taught me and that agency actually told me was that, Niti, you need to have a name which is easy to remember. And I did not want it to be just Two In One, but having lived in Italy, I wanted some European touch to it. So that is how we started brainstorming, and we did come up with this thing called Twee In One, wherein twee literally means two in the language Dutch.
Right.
So, it sounds cute, it's relatable, it's easy to remember, and yeah, that's how we've actually come up with that.
Right. Like you just said that, when you explain them the concept of that it is a reversible and convertible clothing that you are getting into, right?
Yeah.
So, for the benefit of our audience, would you like to clear if there is any technical difference between convertible and reversible? People really get confused. Okay, fine. What is convertible? What is reversible?
So there is a very slight difference, yes. When you
Okay.
talk about reversible clothing, you literally turn a garment inside out and you wear it.
Hmm.
And when you talk about conversions, conversions are usually transformations that can also go publicly, wherein you're probably removing elements of your garment, or you're just dropping things down, or pulling things up, or just basically changing the look publicly also, where it's just conversion. It's not that you literally have to remove the garment, turn it inside out, and wear it again.
Oh,
So yeah.
yeah, I have seen your reels. I've seen your videos where you just pull it up and there's another
Yeah.
garment, and you open
Yeah.
a belt and that's another garment, and that like another outfit. It's like morning you're wearing something else and evening is something else. So
we
that's
all
that's
need it.
sorry.
We all need it.
We all need this. Yes, we all need this. And I also
Yes.
believe that this idea of convertible and reversible clothing, Niti, it's not exactly unique. When I say it's not exactly unique, that means that it's not exactly that no one has tried before. It has been tried before, especially
Correct.
growing up. We all always had that jacket which we just
Inside
reverse
out.
it and it becomes something else, another color, so we can wear it from both sides, right? But that fashion died out. So how
Correct.
do you plan to bring it to vogue once again?
So there's a little catch here, Shweta, because when we talk about transformational clothes or reversible or convertible, we
Right.
don't just cater to a color or a print to a print, like you just said, that the jackets had. But what
Yeah.
we actually try doing is we look at the real side of what a problem, a problem that a woman faces, which is transforming their looks from a casual to a formal, an office wear to a party wear, a day look to a night look, because this is the actual struggle that every woman globally faces. And we are
Okay.
literally trying to tap this problem of how can you overcome this with our clothes. So even with our clothes, if you see, that is something that we are catering to. And yeah, I mean, we're just looking at a larger picture. We're just not being fashionable, but we're being a problem solver.
Yeah. I think that's the success mantra of every entrepreneur. If you think from a mindset of solving a problem,
Yeah.
that's when people connect to you. People can understand, basically, they understand the purpose of you doing what you are doing. you
Yes.
know and
Yes.
that is very important, and I think that's the biggest advice from you to everyone else who is seeing us, that you have to work through a different mindset. It's
That's
not
right.
that, yes, everyone is working for making money, right? But
Correct.
along with making money, your purpose has to be very clear, and it should reach to your audience, that why
Absolutely.
you're doing this,
Yes, yes.
right?
We've
And I
been
think
we've been struggling with that, so we know that journey.
yeah. And I think this is your USP. Like you said, it's not that the same, you've changed the color. It's
Correct.
basically casual to formal or formal to casual, and day
Yeah.
wear to evening wear. It's
Yes.
completely different look, right?
Correct.
That's amazing. When we talk about completely different look, Niti, that means you really have to pay attention to colors, right? Being an image consultant, I understand, how colors are important when we talk about the skin tone. Every individual is different. Every individual has a different skin tone. Every individual has different colors, and people would not want same color. As you said, it's not the same color jacket, or that you reverse and a different color comes up. So,
Correct.
how much do you pay attention to color combinations in styling? Because what you are doing is you are making two dresses out of one. I'm
That's
sure
right.
it is challenging, right? But
It is.
how challenging is it to make both aspects authentic?
So every aspect is challenging, I would say,
Right.
because once we start the design process, we first have to think that, oh, where would you wear a day look, or how is it supposed to be? And then,
Right.
what do you transform it into?
Hmm.
And is it usable for evening events or no? And evening, again, it cannot just be just a dinner. you know it has
Yeah.
to cater to at least a couple of different events through the evening. So
Right.
we've talked about that. Then of course you're an image consultant, you know it very well. I'm sure our viewers would also agree with this, that a woman is most confident when she's dressed right. If she's not dressed right, she, no matter how amazing she is, she would just lose out on her entire confidence, and she'd be like, oh, what am I doing here?
Right.
So we have to make sure on that also. So whenever we think about different colors, we do think from a day look, a night look, a bigger print, a smaller print, a brighter one or a pastel one. And evenings would usually have a little darker color. So that's how we go about the thinking process. But I'm sure, like, people who've seen me on Shark Tank have also heard Namita give me this one amazing advice saying, oh, what if I like one look of one look of the garment and I don't like the other? Or if I'm not
Right.
happy with the color option, then what do you do?
Hmm.
And I'll be honest, being a small brand, earlier we did try catering to those needs on a one-to-one level whenever people reach out to us. But now we're also trying to see of how can we incorporate that with our online orders and a
Okay.
website. So we are also working very hard towards it. It is challenging. Sole reason being because again, we don't want people to be in that space where they'd be like, oh, photo mein to ye better dikh raha tha. This is not how we visualize the garment. So
Yeah.
just to also make sure that people don't land up in that position of disappointment, we
Hmm.
are just working very, very hard towards cracking that up also. So let's see.
I'm sure you'll crack that up. Because you have worked internationally, like you said, you worked in Italy, right?
Yeah.
But after working in Italy, having worked international, why did you choose India as the destination? That okay, fine, I'll launch my style of clothing in India. Was it the fact that Indians by nature, they love to have two things, especially if you're getting it at the cost of one?
No, that never really came to my mind, and I would not lie to you about that. But
Yeah,
my main reason was that I knew that something like this, especially a brand entirely with only transformational clothes, is something which doesn't exist in the world. You do see a lot of brands making clothes like reversible ones, but they don't
yeah,
own an entire brand with such concept. So I knew it
yeah.
for a fact that it is the future that we see. It is a very big and revolutionary um, scope of fashion, or a concept of fashion, that I would say. We are targeting slow fashion. We are going sustainable, but we are redefining sustainability. So
Hmm.
when there was such a change that we wanted to bring in, I wanted it to be a made in India brand and not a made in Italy brand. And I
Okay,
had the power to do that. Why not? I am an Indian. I'm proud to be an Indian. So why wouldn't
right.
I want to do that? So that was
Yeah,
obviously one of my major reasons. And second, obviously, coming from your own country where you know that the world comes to India to produce their clothes, why would you want to go out and produce your clothes? That's stupidity. So I would
true.
rather come back and support people of my own country and get their help and make them my pillars to build a brand. So yeah, it's teamwork.
That's great. I think teamwork always pays off. And,
Yeah,
when I say that international, it's very good and amazing to see designers of India showcasing their work internationally. You have
yeah,
also done that, right? You did
yeah.
showcase your collection in New York Fashion Week in 2019, right?
Correct.
So, do you follow a different approach when it comes to Western clothing, or you have to showcase your work in Western market, and for Indian market it's different? Is what kind of approach do you follow for that?
No, I think I make regular collections for the global market and the Indian market, and I feel Indians are equally exposed to it. So I think it's also time that we burst that bubble, or we get people out of that myth saying that, oh, you know what, people internationally understand fashion way more, and then Indians understand it like 2 years later. It's really not that way. I mean,
Yeah.
people in India are so well exposed thanks to social media, thanks to internet, just everything. I think travel exposure. So
Hmm.
why have different collections? I mean, the only time when I would have a different collection is probably if I decide to do an Indian wear collection, or a collection that simply has transformational lehengas only, because that will be more focused towards the Indian audience because Indians need it more. But yes, for my Western wear, I think it's all the same for
No, it's
every.
not about the Western wear. It's about when you are, you're showing your work internationally. The Western market is completely different than India, right? Yeah. So my question is that, is there a different approach for the Western market and Indian market is different, or it's you follow the same thing, but what you're doing here and what kind of clothing you're making here, the same thing goes there?
I think I follow the same thing also because I don't believe in following just the trends or just the seasons,
Okay.
because like I say that my brand is a problem solving brand.
Right.
All my collections actually come from different stories and different experiences that people come talk to me about. I mean, if I quickly have to give you one example, lately I've got two, three people who've reached out to me saying, "Oh, Aniti, we want you to make a dress that can change the length. It's not just the style, but you also change the length. So
Right.
one side of the dress needs to go short and the other side needs to go long." And when I asked them why, one said, "Oh, there are times when we have elders around, and out of due respect, we can't wear a shorter dress, and then we have to step out, so we want a shorter one." The other said, "Travel just becomes easier. If she's to hop on a metro and just reach somewhere, it just gets easier. If she's to take a cab ride, it gets safer." So, that is really something that I've been working on lately, because those are the kind of problems that women are coming to me with. So, why not? I mean,
I
I
think
would love to explore that.
you have to think from a different angle, and okay, wow, these are also the problems that women are facing, let me work on that. So I think it
Exactly.
boosts your creativity also, right?
It
You start
does.
thinking from a different angle,
Yeah,
and you cater to children also.
we do. Now we do,
Mm.
yes.
So my question was related to now, that did you launch your brand thinking that I'll cater to women and children, or how did this happen? And in that, because children have a different kind of mindset, the kind of colors they like, the kind of clothing they like, it's completely different than women. So how did you land up that, okay, fine, let me make children also, then let me cater to children also?
So, initially I started off only with women's wear, because being a woman, I was like, okay, these are the problems I face. Great, let's do it.
Yeah.
And even if I had a lot of children around me, like my sisters, my cousins had children, and I was like, they every time complain. I was like, it's okay, doesn't matter. I didn't pay too much attention to it. And there were quite a few customers who started reaching out to me saying, you know what, you do some fab job, and this can just make life easier with kids. Why did you do kids wear? But I was still focused towards women, because I was like, women nag, kids don't
Hmm.
nag. So, let's focus only on women. But then I think it was just a coincidence, because COVID was the most difficult time for us, because suddenly people did not want our clothes. We stopped having any sales at all. But one thing that I was very, very particular about was that not a single person from my team gets fired, because
Okay.
when they were standing by me when I needed them, through my fashion weeks, through my shows, through my orders, whatever it was, I was like, it's my time to stand with them when they need me the most. So,
Right.
whatever little bit of savings that the brand had, we invested everything in our people's salaries, their medical expenses, their kids' education, their food, everything and anything that we could have helped them with. But who knew COVID would go on for so long? And the second year of COVID, we ran out of money, and we were like, okay, what do we
Okay.
do? And
Yeah.
I didn't know how to support my people, and we still had no sales. But then with time, we also realized that COVID was not going anywhere. People were not buying our clothes, and it was only kids who still needed clothes, because they were outgrowing it. They were still the category of humans, I would say, who had playdates to attend, birthday parties to attend, schools to attend. They would need new clothes. So that is what made us go out of our way and start kids wear. And touch wood, but I've been blessed that kids wear got an amazing, amazing response. People loved it so much that we could literally sustain and take care of our entire team all over again. So we still did not fire a single person from our team, and we were very happy. And hence, yeah, kids wear is very, very special to me. And um I promise that we kids is not going anywhere now.
So is
It's
there a
a
story behind kids wear also, that someone came to you, like you shared that women came to you with a problem?
Yes, so many. Oh my God. I
Would you
mean,
like to share one?
so with kids where mothers have come to us saying, "Oh, you know what? We have to go for a birthday party, and we'll end up carrying 3 to 4 changes for them." This just makes it easier, because we might just need a change only and only when, the kids drop something in a liquid form. If it's just food, we can just wipe it off and reverse their clothes. So that is when they wanted reversible clothes. They just said that they could travel light. They wouldn't have to carry so many clothes. The kids wouldn't outgrow it. They could at least repeat it. So there were quite a few things, and yeah, I mean, kids have always, we've always had mothers coming to us with different demands. But I think one story that I would love to share is the cutest thing that has ever happened with me. This was a little before COVID, when actually a 14-year-old came to me. And
Okay.
I was like, okay, I don't even cater to 14-year-olds. They're like teenagers, and I still don't cater to them. And this girl just comes and sit in front of me, and I looked at her mom. I thought she's probably come to help her mom shop. And I looked at the mom, and she said, "That's your customer." And I just looked at her like, "What do you want?" She said, "Didi, I want some Twee In One clothes." And I said, "Okay, and why do you need them?" So she said, "Didi, Mama just doesn't understand. She sends me to tuition, and then she sends me to birthday parties, and then she makes me wear the tuition clothes for the birthday party or the birthday clothes for the tuition. And I just look so funny, and I don't look nice, and I don't have enough time to change. So probably I can use your clothes to look perfect at the tuition and the birthday party." And I was like, wow, I never thought of that. So it's very impressive, and it's very encouraging when
Right.
anybody and everybody walks up to you saying, "Oh, we want this because," and they have a problem that we can solve. So it's just fun, it's beautiful.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So why don't you cater to teenagers? See, they have a problem. So
Yeah, but then teenagers, I think, are a little difficult to deal with for now, because they just outgrow their clothes like within less than a month, I feel, and
right,
also
right.
uh, the level of exposure for teenagers is very different. It's very new to them, so
Yeah.
we don't want them to get addicted to something like that often. So we're just taking it a little slow and taking a step back on that.
Right, right, right. Okay, let's talk about little Shark Tank. You know, your
That's my
experience
favorite
of
topic.
Shark Tank. You receive mostly positive feedback from the judges, right? But there was a criticism from a very outspoken panel member, which was the headlines, right?
Yes.
How did
Yes.
you respond? I will not say react. How did you respond to his criticism?
So I absolutely respect his feedback.
Right,
Uh, and I'm not saying this only because, I'm on a live and I'm supposed to be diplomatic, but I genuinely respect any kind of feedback, good or bad, because see, every individual is different.
right,
Had reviews and feedbacks not been so important, would we really have Google ratings? Would we really have 5 stars or 7 stars for Zomato, Swiggy, Uber, you know, Amazon, anything? So these
right.
days, every single person needs a rating. They need a feedback, they need a review. So reviews are very important, and I think it also just helps you grow as an individual. So I equally respected him. It did not matter to me as much, I would say, or did not affect me as much with the kind of harshness as it came to me for, because I've heard a lot of people previously also who always told me that, "Oh, you know what, you need to be crazy to do this." So because I've heard that a lot of times in the past, and I've been very stubborn in my head that, no, you know what, no matter what, I am still going to be doing this, and I am still going to continue making such clothes. So it's okay. I believe in my gut feelings, so it's okay. Not like I'm going to quit anytime soon.
So you know what, Niti, you just said that criticism are good, because every individual has different opinion, different feedback, and we all look for feedback. We go to a hotel to eat food. They also ask that give us a review and give us a feedback just for improvement, right? So my next question was to you was that what is your advice to our listener on how to take criticism and setback in life? And you already said it that you really have to take it positively. You
Yeah.
really have to think with a different mindset that it's your chance to improve. You never know that criticism will make you realize something which you're not focusing on, and you start working on that. So I think that's a very good advice to our listener. If anything you want to add on how to take criticism and setback in life, you can always add on right now to what you
You
said.
know, if I actually have to put this in layman terms, it
Right,
would just be that when our mothers start talking to us, okay, you've always heard your mothers. They would appreciate you, they would criticize you, they would scold you, they would nag, they would do everything. They would be very
right,
polite to you, they would scold you, they would be very harsh to you. But it is up to you to tell yourself what to filter out, what to hear, what to learn, what not to learn.
right,
The same logic goes with others around as well, that it's up to you that what you want to filter. नहीं सुनना है, मत सुनो. If you want to take it as a learning, you take it as a feedback, and you take it as a positive learning, And if you believe in your gut feeling, just keep going ahead with it. It's okay. सामने वाले को उसका रिव्यू देना था. It's up to you whether to take it or no. It's absolutely okay.
Very true, very true. And this episode of Shark Tank India, you know, led you to become part of Amul Topical also, right? You got featured on Amul
Yes.
voting. Isn't it
Yes. Oh my
exciting to be a Amul girl?
Absolutely. I think it was way too big to even dream. I mean, today, even if I have to talk about having a list of goals, I would probably say, oh, yeah, you know what, I would want to be on, a magazine's cover page for all you know. I would never even put that on my list that, okay, I would want to be an Amul girl someday. So it's very overwhelming. It's amazing. I couldn't have asked for anything better. So yeah, that is one dream come true, I would say. There are still times when I don't believe it. I'm like, really? Was it really me? So I think that does happen. Okay, I think Shweta is. I think her internet's just acting up. Shweta, are you there? Or in the meantime, viewers, in case if you have any questions, please feel free to ask us. We would be more than happy to answer everything. Oh yeah, Shweta's back. Hi Shweta.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The network just went by, you know. I'm
It's
really sorry
okay.
to the audience and to you, Neeti. This is something which is not in our hands.
No, it's
So,
okay. I was just asking the viewers in case if they've got any questions for us. We're more than happy to take them.
right. Okay, what I was saying is I didn't hear about that. Isn't it exciting to be a Mool girl?
Of course it is. It's the biggest thing ever. It's
Yeah.
too big of a goal to even have it on a goals list.
I'm sure this you might have not thought that
Never.
someday I will be a Mool girl. No one put that in a bucket list.
Not at all. It's too big, like I said.
Yeah.
We can only follow their hoardings. You would never know you would be on one.
Right, right. Okay, tell me one thing. How, I know about your brand now, Twee In One. I've known. Now I want to know about Niti. I
Okay?
would like to know that what fashion means to Niti Singhal. Because being a woman, like you said, clothing is a very big part of a woman's life. We all accept that it's a part of our life, right? It is
Yeah.
empowering for us because it gives us confidence. But
Yeah.
to take up fashion as a career, what was the inspiration?
I think my mom was my inspiration
Right.
because she is also a designer, and I've always seen her work. And
Hmm.
it was quite amazing when she would just bring out these beautiful colors. And she's an Indian wear designer, so I
Right.
would see just different forms of embroideries and sequins and different colorful fabrics around her, and they would just amaze me. And it's like you're just seeing so much raw material in front of you, and then you suddenly bring it to life by creating this beautiful product. And I think that was something which was really exciting to me. And
Hmm.
wouldn't lie, but I'm not a 9 to 5 person at all. So
Okay.
this was another thing which was very fascinating for me, because this is like literally on the go. Every hour you have the power to create something new. you
Right.
know so and I think that's also what made me more passionate. I mean, I can go on for 20 hours a day happily working with zero complaints, because even in those 20 hours, probably every second hour I would be doing something new. So I think that's where this
That
all comes
that
from.
keeps you going, right?
Yes, yes.
That's so good. And
Newness is necessary.
as an entrepreneur, Niti, like you said, inspiration is your mom. So much raw material you've seen in front of you that you are into it, right? And
Yeah.
you're not 9 to 5 person, so you have that zeal of creating something new every hours probably. Your mind is continuously thinking what new I can do, what problem I can solve. But along with that, as an entrepreneur, we all face competition, right? We do. How
Yeah.
do you view competition as? What is your take on competition?
Oh, competition is always good. So not every time I would also see it as competition, because
Right.
okay, some places it's great, it's important, because that also gives you that little extra push that you're supposed to work harder, and you can't
Hmm.
just take things for granted, where you can just have that liberty of sitting back and saying, oh, I'm going to sit back and business is going to come to me. It's never going to happen like that.
Right.
So I think competition is great, but then what I also see is, if at all you're still stuck somewhere, it's still not a
Mhm.
rat race. It can still be teamwork. So you can also cross collaborate with other people, other experts around you. Both of you can come in together, join hands, and create something more beautiful. And both of you sell together, both of you make money together, and there's no harm, right? So it
Yeah.
does not have to be bitter all the time. It's up to you. People whom you want to consider as your competition, you do that. With people whom you feel could be your friends and could help you grow in life, be a team member.
And I think I also believe in that growth never happens alone, you if you take someone together, your speed of growth will be much more only
Yes,
then if you work as a team.
yes,
you know
yes,
so that is very important, and that's a very good advice to people out there, that competition is always healthy, because
correct.
somewhere it gives you a challenge to do something new, right? And
Yeah,
yes, we all are talking about competition over collaboration. You have to cross collaborate and grow together. That's when you will achieve certain things which faster than your timeline that you have planned. So that is
absolutely.
very important. Also, Niti, I'm sure when you started your business, Twee In One, until now, there might be something that you regret. Oh, I should have not have done this, or something. So, and you have learned from that mistakes, or so would you like to share those learnings with our audience, that and that they can always take it away and feel, okay, fine, I should not do this mistake as an entrepreneur.
Oh, I think as an entrepreneur, you'll end up burning your hands in a lot of places. So I think that could be a never-ending journey, because every second day we can go like, "Oh, that wasn't the right decision." So it's a part and parcel of life, and I think every day comes with different challenges. But I don't think I've ever had any bigger regrets that I would be like, oh my god, this was the biggest regret ever. It's okay. I've learned from all of them. So I think it's totally cool. I mean, you just have to be more mindful. You just have to be a little better and wise in making decisions, I would say. Don't take forever. But
Right.
yeah, I mean, if I have to still mention anything, I was supposed to be at this trade show a few years ago, and I was kind of looking forward to it, because I just thought that it was an international trade show, and I knew that my product would be great, but then
Hmm.
probably I wasn't ready enough for it with the right collections,
Right.
and that is what later made me realize that I've just burnt in so much money, but I should have been a little more prepared, also with the kind of buyers who come there, or the kind of people who walk in there. So those little things here or there, I think, just make that little difference, and you just need to be a little more well prepared, and you probably just need to have your homework done right, I would say.
Right. So I think that's a big advice that you have given, because it's not about being an entrepreneur. Whatever you're doing, if you're not prepared, see, you're not confident in your product and your service that you're offering to the client. So it's always said, no, preparation is always better than being sorry later. So you have to be very well prepared when you are meeting someone, when you are talking to someone, and when especially when you are suggesting them your product, your service that they should buy. How will you get a yes from them when you yourself are not confident what you're offering, because you
Exactly.
know that, oh, I goofed up. So
Yeah.
I know. So that's one thing. Great. So, what's your vision for Twee In One next 5 years down the line?
The bucket list is long, but I wouldn't tell you the next 5 years, but I can actually tell you the final vision, because see, step by step our visions keep changing, the smaller ones. But so Twee actually also comes, when we say Twee is sustainable, what we also try doing is that we've always heard that fashion is one of the main reasons to pollute the planet. Okay. And we also know that there are, fast fashion just spoils it all, because you have to, like, you just land up saying that, you dispose of clothes late, they land up in landfills very fast, and people don't know what to do
Right.
of those landfills. So with Twee, what we're actually trying to do is we're trying to slow down that process. We're trying to tell people that it is okay to slow down, it is okay to reuse your clothes, don't throw them away so fast. And even if every woman globally just owns one Twee garment, I am very sure that we can land up saving an entire beach from becoming a landfill. So I'm not getting very demanding. I'm not telling people that your entire wardrobe needs to have Twee. No,
Right.
just one garment. That's more than enough for us to save a beach. And that is something that we are focusing towards, that how do you find ways to reduce the landfills, how we can save these places, because that's the biggest problem that I feel the planet is facing. We don't know of what to do of this unused disposed of clothes.
Very true, Niti. And also, what you said, slowing down is not wrong sometime. You really
Correct.
have to slow down. And I also believe when you slow down, you have time to explore also. You have to time to think also on your own things, on your work, where to improve, what to do. And it gives you time. Otherwise, you're just running after completing things. So I think
Correct.
slowing down is always better. So especially
Correct.
when you're your own business, when you're working for someone, you have to go with that pace. But when it's your own business, you need to slow down and understand the market well, your audience well, and then work accordingly. And yes,
Yeah.
when if you're in sustainability, you need to see that whether you are able to fulfill the purpose, the vision that you have started with.
Correct.
So that is also very important. My last question to you, Niti, is that what would be your advice to our audience, who want to excel in this field or any field, they want to jump into entrepreneurship and they want to become entrepreneurs and they don't take that step, especially women, they don't take that plunge to start,
Yeah.
you know. So what's
Yeah.
your advice to them?
So my one major advice to all the women or even others, who want to start a business, guys,
Right,
believe in yourself, believe in your gut feeling. There will be a lot of people around you who will pull you down. There will be a lot of people around you who will tell you a lot of negative things. They will also tell you, "अरे बकवास idea है, ये नहीं चलेगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा." If your gut feeling says नहीं चलेगा, there is no harm in giving it a shot. Give it a shot, give it a try. There are ways of starting a very small. You don't have to suddenly invest like 30 lakh rupees in a business. You can invest 30,000 also to start a business, but at
right,
least take that leap of faith. It is okay. Don't listen to such people around you. Just believe in yourself. And if you think अरे फेल हो गया कि पास, तो जब तक दुनिया तक जाएगा नहीं तब तक आपको पता नहीं फेल होगा कि पास. So you
right.
need to take that exam.
What you said is also correct, that there are people around you who tells you that nahi chalega, don't do it, are this idea is bakwas, what are you thinking, all those things. Believe in yourself, yes. And also self positive talk. What
Yeah,
happens, no, we start talking to ourselves negatively. So
correct.
self talk, that too positive talk, is very important because there are people around who are there to tell you you're not worthy enough, you're not good enough, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. So it's about what you tell yourself. And when you tell yourself positive thinkings like affirmations, right? That's
Yes.
when your mind, your body, your actions work towards that.
Of course. I'm a strong believer of manifestations, affirmations, and I know they work, of course, because they also just change your entire energy.
Right.
So absolutely. I mean, you
I
just need to
also want to
focus on
add
yourself.
here, Niti, I'm sorry to cut to you here. Like you said, you're a strong believer of affirmations. Once I was giving training and someone asked me that, When you say affirmations, that self positive talk, how does it work? If I tell myself that I'm awesome, I'm good, I'm worthy, how does it work? So my advice to everyone out there is also that when someone comes and tell you something negative, it works, right? You start thinking in a negative, on the negative side. So why not positive things? So when you will tell yourself positive affirmations, you will speak to yourself in a positive way, that will also work.
They do.
That's why I am also a strong believer of affirmations. They do work, they do work, yes.
Do work. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you, Niti, for sharing such inspirational words with us, your experience, your journey. It was amazing. I loved it. I'm sure
Thank
our viewers also enjoyed this conversation as much I did. And I really hope you continue to be a part of wonderful innovations, wonderful creations, and through your success, you inspire many more young women out there to chase their dreams. You would
thank
like to say anything?
Shweta, I think this has been one of the most fun talks I've ever had, and thank you so much for having me here. And yes, I
Thank
truly
you.
hope, even if I'm able to inspire one viewer out of all of them, mission accomplished.
Yes, same here, because your journey and experience, Niti, seriously makes us believe that women entrepreneurs are the changing face of India.
Yes, they
And
are.
to our viewers, hope we are able to contribute in inspiring someone out there. Like Niti just said, even one takeaway can change someone's life. Thank you so much for viewing us, for coming over to our talk shows. Stay tuned. We will be coming up with so many more like this because our purpose is to inspire our audience, especially women. They don't have that confidence, they don't think that their passion can be converted into a career.
I
Thank
agree.
you, Niti, for being here. I'm really honored and I really love it.
Thank you, Shweta. I'm gonna see you soon.
Same here. Oh, Mansi said, thanks for a great, insightful session. And
Oh,
there is one
Mansi.
Ankita Kumari also, Niti. I think she wants to get in touch with you personally. Ankita, yeah, can you see her chat?
Yes.
I think she's talking about some joining your team.
Yes. Ankita, thank you so much. You can please leave us, you can please email your CV and portfolio to us at, you'll find our email address on our website, and you can please share your CV and portfolio, and our team will surely get back to you.
Amit says, great, insightful session. Thank you, Amit.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Niti. Looking forward to see you around. And thank you. Thank you to our viewers. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.